Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
Want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders and brothers of Great Millstone, GMS for short.
A little bit. There you go.
GMS for short. Where we learning this 100% truth. Shalom to the elect, to the 144,000 that's put in this work doing the will of the Father. Shalom to the mixed multitude that's scattered to the four corners. Shalom to the sincere sisters that believe in Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, that also believe in this 100% truth. Matthew 28:19 tell us to go therefore teaching all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father Yahweh, who the world calls God. His real name is Yahweh, and in the name of the Son Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, and in the Holy Spirit, which is the Rakakwadash. So that's what we're going to continue doing. So today we'll be prophesying the downfall of Edom, the Edomites, and all these wicked people, man. Because they got to go. They got to go. It's too much wicked stuff going on, man. This air we breathing in is bad. The water we drinking is bad. The food we eating is bad. They out here just destroying the kids, putting them in the food so you eat. You can't. It's cannibalism. It's accepted everywhere except for in Idaho. Like, man, this shit is crazy, bro. Once you start jumping down that rabbit hole, boy, it get crazy. So we prophesying the downfall. We are ready for them to go. We are ready for what the world think they are the top. We ready for their ass to go. The top banking families, the people running the world, we ready for them to go. To go. So we're going to prophesy the downfall. 2 Peter 3:13. We look for a new heaven and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. So when he make them fall, then we gonna come up and everything is gonna be ran the correct way. And everything is gonna be at its best. So we looking forward to that. So we'll start at Isaiah 47. And we got some a little bit of information that we'll bring out. Because we want to prophesy the downfalls. So actually, what I go 2nd Ezra, because we want to, I got you. 2nd Ezra is at 6 and 9. Oh, I'm right here. That's crazy. Okay. I started
Go over a little bit more, bro.
8. And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob hand.
You probably start with one verse
Up.
behind that.
Up.
Yeah.
Yep. So like him. 7. Then then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that follow?
You want to speak about the end of what?
Yeah. So the end of Esau's kingdom and the beginning, the one that says that's going to follow, the following is going to be us coming up into rulership. Well, Lord willing, we are part of that number. But
add something real quick.
Yep.
So the end of the world doesn't mean the end of earth.
Age.
All right. When you go into that word world, it means earth age or age. The end of Esau's time, the end of his dominion. All right. And the beginning of it that followeth is the reign of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, the kingdom that he's going to set up. All right. You got it, bro.
Yep. 8. 2nd Ezra 6 and 8, it says, And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Isaac. So that means when the end of Esau's reign, when it's at the end of Esau, then Jacob held the foot. So the foot is the last part of the person. So, but the hand was held holding the foot, meaning we gonna come up right after he's destroyed. It's gonna be us. So we look forward to that.
Just real quick, this is Romans 9 and 11. It's not that we are just saying this, all right? The Lord set it up this way.
Yep.
This is Romans 9 and 11. For the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, according to the election, might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth. So this is all the purpose of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, all right? So this is why things are the way that they are, just because the Lord said it would be this way, all right?
So this is not us speaking just as men. No, this is what the Lord has already put into play from the beginning. Before anything ever happened, this was already set in stone. So 9, it says, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. So, but the end of an age, a time, a period. And if you look at it, most rulerships last what, 250 years?
Mm-hmm.
200 to 250 years. And as of July makes 250 years.
Mm-hmm.
So we we hope and pray that we ain't gonna be here too much longer. So what was Isaiah 47?
Yeah, do you think I should bring up Daniel real quick, because he even knew? You just want me to hold that?
Nah, you got it.
All right, so Daniel, all right, back when Nebuchadnezzar was ruling, okay, the king of Babylon, all right, Daniel even seen these things happening, all right. So this is him revealing the interpretation of the king's dream to him, all right. This is Daniel 2, and I'm gonna jump in here at 19. The subheading says the secret is revealed to Daniel. It says, then was the secret revealed unto Daniel in a night vision. Then Daniel blessed the power of heaven. Daniel answered and said, blessed be the name of Yahweh Baal Shem Yahweh Shai forever and ever, for wisdom and might are his. And he changeth times and the seasons. He removeth kings and he setteth up kings. All right, and we are in the time now where Esau is on a steep downfall, man. Okay. So it says, he giveth wisdom unto the wise and knowledge unto them that know understanding. And that's his servants, the prophets. All right. So this is what we are out here speaking about, is the knowledge that the Lord bestowed upon us. All right. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, through men that he put down here on earth. All right. But you got it, bro.
Isaiah 47 and 1. It says, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. So right there, he's speaking of the downfall of the Edomites, the daughter of Babylon, which will be America. America is down, it's on their downfall. They call it circle in the drain. CTD, circle in the drain. As you can see, the money is devaluing, and matter of fact, I guess I could pull that up.
Just real quick, while the brother looking for that, in that verse it mentioned the virgin, the daughter of Babylon. Why is she considered a virgin? This land hasn't been touched uh, from an outside force when it comes to war. All right, this land has not known war like that, man. but it's coming. All right, through the Spirit again, through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shai. All right.
So I looked it up. It says the U.S. dollar is experiencing significant downward pressure, with the currency dropping roughly 10% since the start of 2025. Uh, so yeah, okay. This depreciation act as a hidden tax that reduces purchasing power, making imported goods and everyday necessities more expensive. See, so that right there, letting us, because the power comes from the money. The people that got the most money got the most power. And who would that be? The top banking families. You got the Rothschilds, the Gettys, the DuPonts, the Oppenheimers, the Rockefellers. Uh, you got more. It's more. But you know what I'm saying? I just wanted to just name a few. But those people are running this earth because they got the money. They are trillionaires. You got some people that are billionaires and stuff, but they are trillionaires. So they on another level. Even though they control, but they still running this earth right now. Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked, and they running it. They doing a great job. This was their job, to take peace from the earth, like it talks about in Revelation 6:4. But they doing a great job. They doing a great job.
How do you know that they're the wicked?
Malachi 1:4.
All right, this is Malachi, verse 1 and 4. Tying Esau to being the wicked. Let me start at let me start at 1, since we're talking about Esau. All right, this is Malachi chapter 1, verse 1. It says, the subheading says, Yahweh Baal Shem Yahweh Shai's love for Jacob, all right, which is Israel. All right, name got changed to Israel. It's talking about all Israel when it speaks of Jacob. Verse 1 says, the burden of the word of the Lord, Yahweh Baal Shem Yahweh Shai, to Israel by Malachi. It says, I have loved you, saith the Lord, yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith the Lord, yet I love Jacob. All right, showing why this is about to happen to Esau. All right, he has a judgment coming. Verse 3 says, and I hated Esau and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Okay, so his governments are going to be laid waste. His heritage, meaning his posterity, they're not going to get any claims to a new kingdom after this one. All right, they're on their way down totally as a nation. And the point here in verse 4, it says, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith Yahweh Baal Shem Yahweh Shai of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever. All right, so they have a very harsh, deservingly harsh judgment coming upon them. But this is how you tie them to being the wicked. All right, you got it, bro.
We could go into Obadiah.
All right.
But you know what? Yeah.
All right, so let's go ahead and talk about. We're going to go into the book of Obadiah and talk about this judgment that's coming upon Edom. All right. So Obadiah 1. What's up?
You good?
Obadiah 1 and 1. The heading here says the humiliation of Edom. All right, and they're being humiliated right now, man. All right, it says the vision of Obadiah. Thus saith Yahweh Baal Shem Yahweh Shai, the Lord power. It says concerning Edom. Because we have heard a rumor from Yahweh Baal Shem Yahweh Shai, and an ambassador sent among the heathen. Arise ye and let us rise up against her in battle. All right, and Esau Edom is, if you know prophecy, all right, if you go into the scriptures and actually pay attention to prophecy, Esau Edom is the self-called and so-called white man. All right, If you look white, that doesn't mean that you are Edomite. But when you look at the power structures of earth right now, all right, Esau Edom is on top. And that is the self-called and so-called white man, all right? Verse 2 of Obadiah, did you want to go into verse 1 at all? You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, verse 2 says, Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. And the more as time goes on, the world is coming to grips with this man, all right, being whom the scriptures say he is. All right, I mean, of course, they're trying to fight against that. All right, they don't want that to come out, but the spirit is letting it out, man. All right, they're being exposed.
Yep, their own tongue shall fall
Yep.
upon them.
Yep. You want to get that? You want to get that scripture?
Yeah, yep,
Right.
yep.
All right, so they are on a downward spiral, man. Okay, there's nothing that anybody can do about what's going on. All right.
Psalm 64 and 8, it says, So they shall make their own tongues to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away.
All right. You got it, bro.
So, they own people as we see it. Now, you got a lot of insiders, but they still bringing it out of what's going on. They still bringing it out of what's going on. So, they own people are actually, bringing out the truth of what's going on and making them look bad and making them ashamed. And a lot of those people that are bringing out those facts and information, they getting rid of them. Why are they getting rid of them? Because they didn't want them to speak. But everything that anybody do, the Lord did it. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah made them do it. So this is what's going to happen.
Also, just real quick, Elder Malak Zakbar from South Carolina, he had just done a couple of videos, leaving no question to whom Esau Edom is. He did a video on the last name was Tidwell. I can't think of his
Yeah, I
first
seen
name. Was
that.
it Richard Tidwell?
Yeah,
Something like I can't
Rich.
remember his first name. But even in that situation, they're trying to play the victim and be on top at the same time. All right, they don't know which way to go. The Lord didn't expose them, man. All right, so they're pulling out all the stops, whether it be lies, right, deceit, okay, their media, all right, confusing the people. That's why it's called Babylon the Great. All right, they're steadily you get the definition for gaslighting.
Yep.
That's why they're out here speaking out the way that they do. All right, confusing the shit out of people, man. All right, and then there's polycrises going on. All right, when you got your mind on what wars are happening, then you got your mind on what diseases are happening, then you got your mind on crimes at the White House.
Black Swan.
All right, Black Swan events. Okay, but what's that definition of
Gaslighting.
Yeah.
Gaslighting is a form of psychological manipulation and emotional abuse where a person makes someone question their own memory, perception of reality, or insanity.
All right, so there's many things out there that will throw you off of the spirit. Okay, I mean throw you off of the path that you should be on as Israelites. But that's what Esau does, man, and he's very good at it. You think since the garden that he just stopped trying to deceive? Nah, he's honed his craft, man. Okay, so yeah, that's it. Yeah. All right, so verse 3 of Obadiah chapter 1, it says, The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock.
Yeah. So they think that since they on a high level, that they untouchable. They already got it in their head. Oh, that they are gods.
Yeah, I was looking for the they thought they think the house is gonna go on forever.
Yes. So, but that's what they have in their heads.
Man,
So what they don't understand, what they do, because to tell a lie, you got to know the truth. So they know what's going on, but they think just because they got money, they got spaceships, they got underground bunkers, that they are untouchable, when really the Lord is about to destroy them. They are about to be destroyed. And it talks about that. Matter of fact, Isaiah 63 and 1, it says, who is this that cometh from Edom? Edomites, Idumeans, with dyed garments from Basra. This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. That's the Lord, Yahweh Shai. That's Yahweh Shai. It says, I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. It says, wherefore art thou red in thy apparel? So most people think he gonna have blood and stuff all on it. No, it's gonna be pure. It ain't gonna be no blood. He ain't gonna get nothing on him. That's just letting you know that he's gonna be taking out people. A lot of people. It's gonna be a lot of bloodshed. It says, and thy garments like him that treadeth in the wine fat. See, that would be if somebody was doing all that stepping and stuff, squishing and stuff, they would get so much stuff on their garments or on their clothing. But that's what it's gonna look like because it's just gonna be so much blood. But he's not gonna get not one drop on him. I have trodden the wine press alone, and of the people there was none with me, for I will tread them in my anger and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment. It's like him. He's not going to get anything on his garments at all. Anything. That's just letting you know that he's taking them out. Those people are at the top. They feel like they can't be touched. He's going to trample them. It says, for the day of vengeance is in my heart, and the year of my redeemed is come. So we looking forward to that too. Because there's really nothing that we can do except for prophesy. That's the main thing that we're supposed to be doing is prophesying. The Lord is going to be the one doing all that. And we look forward to that, and we're going to wait on it. We ain't saying that we about to be evil and we about to be stepping on them. No, we're not going to do none of that. We just going to bring these words out this Bible. That's it. We ain't going to be able to do none of that. That's on the Lord. The Lord, he brings them up and he brings them down. And we see the downfall his. So we know that he can do it by himself. He said he's alone. So you get that?
I can't find that scripture, man. Which one are you talking about? Ye are men and not gods?
Nah, Esau talking about, I am a God.
Yeah. I think he tells them right after that they're not. I think that's one of them.
See if I can get it for you.
All right. Let me read this verse 3 while the brother looking for that. Obadiah 1 and 3, it says, the pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? All right, it might be in this, man.
Mm.
You found it?
Nah, nope, no, hold on. You keep going.
All right, Obadiah 1 and 4 now. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. So, especially now, you got this space conversation of popping back up in the earth. All right, they got space stations, okay, and they set themselves above the people that are the Lord's children. Okay, so what you?
2 Thessalonians. Gotcha.
But like I said, they're at the end of that verse, though. Okay, thence will I bring thee down. All right, saith Yahweh Bashem El Shai. He says 2 Thessalonians. I'm here. Which one?
3.
Yeah, I don't see it in there.
Hold on. What's this? This is it right here.
Who opposeth 2. 2 Thessalonians 2.
Oh, I put you in 3.
Yeah,
Salakia.
that's right. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. All right. This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, starting at verse 1. All right. The heading says, the day of the Lord and the man of sin. All right. Speaking of Esau, Edom. Verse 1 says, now we beseech you, brethren, by the coming of our Lord Yahushua, and by our gathering together unto him, that ye be not soon shaken in mind or be troubled, neither by spirit, nor by word, nor by letter, as from us, as the day of Yahushua is at hand. All right. The day of our salvation is nearer than what we first thought. All right. Verse 3, it says, let no man deceive you by any means. So when these people come and tell you that they are the Lord, and then you have proof or fake proof, all right, that they are, being that they run this earth. Okay. Everything they say goes. Everything you said is thrown by the wayside. Now that's including the words of the Lord. All right. They don't pay attention to them. They really don't care about them. They use this word to gain control over the people. But don't be troubled. All right. Let no man deceive you either. All right. Verse 3, let no man deceive you by any means. For that day, all right, the day of the Lord shall not come except there be a falling away first, which a lot of us think that this is the falling away that's happening in these times. But the falling away started happening back in 70?
Yep.
AD, and then even before that with the Northern Kingdom, right? Did they start falling away then?
Yep.
All right. So
What was that?
let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. All right. It's speaking about Esau, Edom. He's being exposed.
Yep.
All right. Ever since his truth started to catch fire, all right, all over the world, he's exposed. He's damn near exposed now, man. Everybody who doesn't see it, all right, of course, is blinded by the Lord, but they just don't want to see it. Okay, because the people of the world consider this man God. All right, the Lord set it up that way also in Deuteronomy. It said that we would go to him for want and in need of all things.
Oh.
All right.
Oh, that's a good. The God of this world had deceived the people.
Yep.
Let me see.
Mm-hmm.
2 Corinthians 4:4, it says, in whom the God of this world have blinded the minds of them which believe not. See, it's a difference. It's a difference. That's why the Lord said, don't be unequally yoked with unbelievers. So it says, because it's the difference between those that believe and those who don't. We ain't all the same. So 2 Corinthians 4:4, as it says, in whom the God of this world has blinded the minds of them which believe not. It says, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Yahushua, who is the image of Yahweh, should shine unto them. See, the ones that's getting that light shined on them, they bringing out this truth. The ones that don't believe, they caught up in the traps of the wicked, which is the so-called white man, which really they red, because you can see their blood through their skin. They not white. They not white. But they are actually deceiving the people. And since the people are falling for it, you're going to get the same treatment that the Edomites and the other nations is going to get. Destruction. That's what's coming. And we're going to continue to prophesy, and we don't care. They taking down pages. They taking down information. They changing information. We don't care. We still got it. We still got it. We got it here, and we got it here. So when y'all take it here, we still got it here. We're going to continue to bring it out.
Them labeling themselves white is also part of that deception.
Yep.
All right, white means pure.
Pure.
You know what I'm saying?
And black
then,
equals dead.
yeah, the opposite of that is dead, no light.
No
So
light.
they knew what they was doing when they labeled themselves that, man.
Yep.
And when they labeled us, they labeled Gad and them savages. Okay, but really they are the black ones. All right, they are savages. All right.
Why did you take all their stuff? If they were so savage and so messed up,
How did you take all
how
this
did
stuff?
you learn all that
Savages,
stuff
man.
that you learned? How did you even learn how to even maneuver through the world and be able to eat? Y'all didn't know how to do none of that. Y'all learned from the people who y'all stole their stuff. You got it, bro.
All right, so this is verse 3 again of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. It says, "Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that the man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition." So we are in that time. I mean, he's been exposed. He's still being exposed too. Some people out there don't get it yet. All right. Verse 4 says, "Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he is, or so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God." And this is what he does. All right. But again, the Lord, nothing that is happening on this earth is surprising the Lord. His words made everything that you see in front of you appear. I spoke all this into existence. He talked about this back in Deuteronomy. Okay. Verse 5, it says, "Remember ye not that when I was with you, I told you these things? And now ye know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time." All right, so the Spirit revealed this man. All right, hey, what did Cain say in Menace? He said right at the end of that, he said, "I did too much to turn back, and I did too much to go on." And that's the position that this man is in.
Yep.
All right, it's over for this man. Okay, if you look around, you can tell that his kingdom is falling. All right, the people are in derision, and so is he. All right, there's a method to his madness, but he's in derision also. He don't know what to do since the Spirit and made the Lord's men stand up. All right, they're afraid. They're running out of. I mean, they're running in, and they're operating in fear now, man. All right, those videos that Manak Zogba showed of Tidwell and another person. All right, you could see the fear on them. All right, but as Manak Zogba said, that dude could have been an Israelite, but right now he in a mind state where he does not want this truth to be true. All right, they're trying to swap it around, man, but it's not going to work. So verse 7, it says, "For the mystery of iniquity doth already work." All right, this man has been at work for a long time, man. All right,
His sins have reached the heavens.
and it's what do they say when it comes to the Israelites? Pattern recognition. All right, now switch that back on them. Pattern recognition. All right, they've been up to these same old tricks forever, man. And it's tired, it's played out, and it's ready to go. And the Lord's going to come and shut all of that shit down, man. Verse 7 again, "For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way." Again, this is Yahweh, Baal Shem Yahweh Shai, exposing this man. Okay. Verse 8, "And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth," including videos like this. When you see brothers out on the street corners, they're being consumed by this, man. This does not feel good to these people, man. Telling the truth about them, being caught up in, they thought things that were secret were going to stay secret, but the Lord didn't expose them. And this is what we are out here speaking about. This is us consuming these people with the spirit of the Lord's words, man. Are you gonna say something?
You remember the apostle said the elite pulled up on them at camp and said,
Oh yeah.
"How did y'all learn this stuff? We paid billions of dollars for you guys not to know it." That's because whatever the Lord Yahweh Ba Hashem Yahweh Shai want to come out, it's gonna come out no matter what anybody do. No matter what anybody do, it's gonna come out. And you seeing that. At first, we didn't know about no Epstein's Islands and You know, if you look it up, the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds and stuff, they all have islands. They all have islands where they are doing so much wickedness. So much wickedness. But now they are, like I read, their own tongue shall fall upon them. They starting to take pictures and videos and stuff and put it out there what's really going on. So we are able to find out. We are not ignorant of Satan's devices and the things that he's doing, because the Lord is allowing us through the Holy Spirit to be able to see what's going on.
Yep. And again, speaking about their own tongue falling among themselves, since the truth came, all right, we can go back and look at these movies that they done put out, articles that they put out, bragging about the things that they did. They used to brag about a lot of shit. Now they trying to take down stuff.
Yep.
But the more they taking down, the more the Spirit is having revealed.
Yep.
And we don't even know everything that they've done, but the Lord do though.
Yep.
And that's why it talks. Does it say that the Lord's going to be more angry than us? Do you know where that's at? You know what scripture that is? But the Lord is going to be. The Lord is more angry. The Lord is more angry than us. He wants the kingdom more than we do, because
Yep.
he knows about it all, man. All right. He even tells us in the scriptures that unless the time was shortened, wouldn't nobody be saved.
Yep.
All right. I know I've said a lot there, but
Oh, you good, bro.
I'm gonna have to find them myself and know them sooner or later. Which one you going after now? I mean, we know the Lord is more angry than us, man.
For sure.
Hey, what is that scripture? You angry with the wicked every day or something like that, man? Let me see.
But you got to think. It said at the bottom of Malachi 1:4.
Oh yeah, indignation forever.
Yep.
And that's forever, ever, man.
Yeah, that's forever.
All right. Let me finish off this and
Yep,
whatever you got. Verse 8 of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Because this is what's happening. The Lord is coming with missiles, chariots, chariot fire. I'm saying there's going to be nothing left here, man. All right.
Destroy. No man shall dwell here no more. As it talks about in Jeremiah 50:3, when the missiles hit, no man shall dwell here no more. Not even the animals, everything gonna be gone. This will be a desert. That's what this is. You know what? The fowls, the things that can fly, things, the jackals and stuff like that, they gonna make their way over here. But people, oh nah, it's over.
You said 51:3?
50:3. Yeah. And if you wanted to, it could be 51:11 if you was there, but we can go 50:3. Because nobody should be here no more.
Yeah. Fingers don't want to work, cuz. I don't know.
It's all good.
Jeremiah 50 and verse 3. For out of the north there cometh up a nation against her, which shall make her land desolate, and none shall dwell therein. They shall remove, they shall depart, both man and beast. As a matter of fact, let me start at the top real quick, man. Jeremiah 50 with the heading against Babylon and Chaldea. It says, the word that the Lord, Yahweh Ba'al El Shai, spake against Babylon and against the land of the Chaldeans by Jeremiah the prophet. All right. So he's prophesying this. To prophesy means to speak before.
Yep.
All right. It says, declare ye among the nations and publish and set up a standard, publish and conceal not. Say Babylon is taken. Bel is confounded. Merodach is broken in pieces. Her idols are confounded. Her images are broken in pieces. All these gods around here, man. So-called. God so-called. Ain't that a scripture? So all these so-called gods, man, is gonna be laid down. Okay, you're gonna realize they're not even real. Okay. Verse 3, it says, for out of the north there cometh up a nation against her, which shall make her land desolate, and none shall dwell therein. they shall remove, they shall depart, both man and beast. Okay? So this place is finished, man. All right? Whether you love this place or not, it's done. You got it, bro. We done.
Okay. Now we still
We done here.
yeah, we on Obadiah. But because you said the guys are not real, right? It says Psalms 115 and 5, and I'm gonna go to 8. They have mouths but cannot speak, and eyes but cannot see. They have ears but cannot hear, and noses but cannot smell. They have hands but cannot feel, and feet but cannot walk, and throats but cannot make a sound. And those who make idols are just like them, as are all who trust in them. So you believing in something that's fake that can't save you.
Yep.
So when these hard times, what do you say, the calamities fall upon you, he gonna laugh.
Hold on, brother. You got some on your shoulder, you know? I was just playing, but that's an example. Them guys can't even do that. The brother went to reach and get the dirt off his shoulder. Them guys that you pray to and kneel down before, they can't even do that, man. They're not real, period, man.
They not real. Made up so that they can get you away from your real power, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And it's working, because you got to think 2/3 of our own people believe in it. They caught up in it. They caught up in it. They calling on God. They calling on Jesus. Man, our power is not holding on no damn thighs and shit and no little babies and shit. No, that shit is fake, bro. That shit is fake, bro. How you show me in the Bible bronze skin, wool hair, which look like this, but then you showed me this so-called white man with long stringy hair with blue eyes? That's confusion, bro. That's confusion. And 2/3 of our people are confused.
Hey, Esau put a spell on them. Put that spell on them. We just talked about this rebellion. All right, they have you rebelling against the Lord, and
then go tell the Lord, like, hey, look at them, man. They doing this, they doing that.
Yeah.
How you?
Who got told rebellion is as witchcraft? We just went over that last night.
Paul. So, what's up? I think it was. I think it was.
All right. So when you rebel, all right, that's as witchcraft. You done got a spell put on you, man. All right. You gotta come up out of that. Either way, all right. Esau on his way down, and whoever you holding to, all right. If who you holding to going down, are you gonna go down with him? All right.
And none of them other nations are coming up next.
Nah.
So people gonna be trying to flee away to Russia, flee away to China, flee away. None of them are gonna be ruling after Esau's downfall.
You can't get away from judgment anyway. The Lord's name is Yahweh. Yah meaning he, Howah meaning is or to be or exist. So if you try to run away to another country, guess what? He is going to be there. He is there. All right. He exists everywhere, man. All right, let me find that real quick, man.
And for y'all that, into the movies, Professor Xavier, he was able to see everybody in the world and pick out the people who was X-Men and all that. He was able to see exactly who. Man, they did that because the Lord is able to see exactly who his people is and see all the wicked. So you can't hide.
Oh, wow.
There's no hiding. He created everything. Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai created everything. He gave his son the blueprint, and his son did it exactly how he told him.
All right, and that was Samuel who told Saul.
Yep,
all right,
I know
rebellion.
Saul. Yep.
Rebellion is as witchcraft. All right. And Esau has a spell over you.
Sha'al. Salakia.
Yeah. I was going to say Shaul, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Saul. Sha'al.
Yep.
Yep. Choosing
right.
what, 3?
I'm back in Obadiah now.
I'm
Oh, what verse? No,
3.
I'm all the way down at 5. You want me to start up though? I can start up again if you want.
Yeah, we go 3.
All right, Obadiah 1 and 3. It says, "The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?" So they don't think anyone's going to touch them, man.
Ooh, and
Matter
I
of
got a
fact, hold on a
precept
second.
too.
You got it, bro.
Got a precept. Jeremiah 49 and 16. It says, "Thy terribleness has deceived thee, and the pride of thy
Mhm.
heart, O thou that dwelleth in the clefts of the rock,
Yeah.
that holdest the height of the hill." It says, "Though thou shouldest make thy nest as high as the eagle, I will bring thee down from thence, saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah." It says, "Also, Edom shall be a desolation. Every one that goeth by it shall be astonished, and shall hiss at all the plagues thereof." It says, "As in the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah, and the neighbor cities thereof, saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, no man shall abide there, neither shall a son of man dwell in it." See, like that right there is letting you know their pride is so high. They put themselves on these high pedestals and they look down on us. But the Lord is about to bring them to the ground and he's going to raise us up. The first shall be last, the last shall be first. We last right now and they first. But those roles are changing and we see it happening right now.
You look up Mount Seir.
Oh, the verse?
No, just on Google.
Okay.
This is Zondervan's Compact Bible Dictionary. All right, we keep talking about the ones who dwelleth in the cleft of the rock. Right, in this dictionary, for under the entry for Esau, Edom, it says the nation. First of all, it says Edom, Edomites. All right, which in the Greek you call them Idumea is the word for them, or Idumeans. All right, but it says Edom, Edomites. It says red, as the brother pointed to earlier. All right, they're not really white. All right, they're red. Okay, as it explains in Genesis when they were born. All right, the first came out red all over.
Yep. Like a hairy garment.
It says the nation and its people who were the descendants of Esau. He founded the country, so his name is equated with Edom. Genesis 25 and 30.
Yep.
All right. It says the country was also called Seir or Mount Seir, which was the name of the territory in which the Edomites lived. Does it show anything?
Yeah.
What does it say? All right. So dwelleth in the cliffs of the rock. You can go ahead and read the top
Yep.
part. Yep.
Mount Seir is the ancient and biblical name for the mountainous region stretching between the Dead Sea and the Gulf of
Aqaba.
Aqaba
Mm-hmm.
and the north region of Edom.
All right, and that's the main thing was a mountainous region.
Yep.
All right, those who dwelt in the cliffs of the rock. Now down at the bottom here of the entry for Edom, it says Edom figures prominently in the prophetic scriptures. All right, these times to come. Okay, as the scene of great future judgments. It says she is the only neighbor of the Israelites who was not given any promise of mercy from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All right, not that the other kingdoms are going to join in with our glory. All right, but they're going to get some form of mercy, being that they're not going to have to dwell in the world ruled by Esau. All right, they're going to be ruled over by us, but in a righteous way. All right,
And you said in the mountains,
In that, yeah.
right?
Yep.
Esau in the mountains, Caucasian, Caucasus Mountains.
Yeah, the original home was Sheer, and then they ended up moving over to them Caucasus.
Yeah, man.
And what does that mean?
Watch that.
Actually, what does Caucasian mean? What does that mean?
You got that?
Let me look this up real quick.
About to say that Zonda.
Let me see what this means, bro. You can go ahead and speak if you want to. I'm gonna just look for this dictionary, this word.
So we're gonna continue to prophesy. We ain't worried about if people are going to try to shut us down or try to come arrest us or no, we don't care. We speaking for Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, so we not worried about nobody. Freight not the people that says what's that, Isaiah 41?
While you're looking for that Caucasian, it says of or pertaining to the Caucasus, a range of mountains between the Black and Caspian seas, or to the inhabitants of this region. All right, let me see. Hold on. Includes a chief. Hey, listen to this, man. It says a range of mountains between the Black and Caspian seas, or to the inhabitants of this region, designating or pertaining to a division of the human race supposedly typified by early inhabitants of the Caucasus, which includes the chief races of Europe, Northern Africa, Southwestern Asia, which we're from Southwest Asia, right? They had land below us, right? Below the Israelites, I think Edom dwelt in the south. Well, yeah, it says a member of the Caucasian race, a native of the Caucasus. Okay, you got it, bro. I just want to see if there's something else.
Yeah, so we're gonna continue to prophesy because we not worried. Like I was saying, Matthew 10 and 28, it says, and fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and the body. So we would rather fear the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, before we fear man and especially the wicked. So if the Lord commanded us to do something, we're going to do that. No matter what's going on, no matter what they're going to try, because they are definitely going to be trying to behead people. They're going to be trying to put people in jail. They're going to be trying to put people in concentration camps. They about to be trying so many different things to shut this down, to shut this Bible down. They're going to cut the internet off. They're going to cut everything off. When we go look for stuff, they're going to take it out because they know, damn, them people waking up. And if they get closer to their power, we're done. And they feel it. You see, they women coming towards the brothers. That lets you know when your money is devaluing and your women are leaving you to go to that nation, that means that it's over for you. It's over for you. What you got?
Hey, this is in the definition of white here in the Winston Dictionary. All right, it says they knew what they was doing, man. It says pure, innocent, favorable, harmless. It says, man. All right, but also in here it says, hold on, colorless, translucent. All right, so let me see. Hold on. There was another one down here. Pale, bloodless. Uh, uh, yeah, but it says slang for fair and honorable. Come on, man. And it also said opposite of black. So they knew what the hell they was doing when they called themselves that. All right. Hey, what does it say? There's a scripture there that says they are smarter than Daniel. Or smarter than,
Yep.
you know. So they know exactly what they're doing. All right.
Wiser than Daniel.
Wiser than Daniel. Yeah. Wiser than Daniel. You about to get that? or are you looking for something else?
No, I'm getting the wiser
All
than
right.
Daniel. Yeah.
All right.
I mean, because they are. You know what I'm saying? They ain't stupid.
Nah, they not stupid at all, man. They stupid, but they not stupid. They smart dummies. All right.
Ezekiel. Ah, that ain't the one. Because that would be for us. Well, let me see.
Look for. Here, I'll do it. Let me see. Children of light. All right. Here it is. Luke 16.
I knew it. Oh.
You was in there. You was about to go there. All right. So let me just go down here to the point. All right. Luke 16:8. It says, and the Lord commended the unjust steward because he had done wisely. For the children of this world are in their generation wiser than the children of light. All right. So they're using everything that they have the power to use, man, which is deception, right? Craftiness. Pretty soon it's going to be the sword they're going to use against the people. But right now they're just in your mind, man. That's why it always speaks of us keeping the Lord in our heart, man, which goes back to the word la'ab, which means your mind.
Yeah.
If they get a hold of that, all right, if they sit in that seat in your head, all right, they got you. And for the most part, that's what our people walk in. But again, it's coming to an end. All right, this man is about to be taken out completely. Okay, after they go into hardcore slavery, that's coming. Okay, Obadiah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, back in Obadiah chapter 1, verse 5, it says, if these came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they not have stolen till they had enough? If the grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes? All right, at least thieves would leave something for you. This man is trying to take everything. If you look at the difference between the ultra rich, or they said most of the world, when they think of the differences between the rich and the poor, it's not even close to what it really is. All right, they have, oh, there's another verse, man. They have all that their heart could desire, and they still want more, man.
Yep.
They want your heart too.
They can never have enough.
You know exactly where that's at? Heart's desire. All right, the Lord and told us about everything, man. And it's always been here in these scriptures. All right, it's just that the Lord has to put it on you to go and search for these things.
That sun beaming, boy. That's talking about money.
Hold on a quick second. Let's see.
Hmm. We saying, man, you got to think. They got all the money. Y'all are trillionaires. Y'all got enough money to last y'all to however long. Y'all still taxing the people. Y'all still raising the rent. Y'all still raising the gas. Y'all still raising everything to the point y'all want everybody to be damn near on the ground begging y'all on their knees. That's what y'all main goal is, to have people on their knees begging y'all. But the Lord said his people will no longer
Stay
stay
upon
upon them that smote them. Let me see.
scripture on people.
Let me get that. Then when you look it up on the thing.
Psalm 73. All right, Salakia, hold on. Psalm 73.
Okay, here we go. Isaiah 10 and 20. It says, and it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Yasharallah Israel
Hmm.
and such as are escaped of the house of Jacob shall no more again stay upon him that smote them, but shall stay upon the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, the Holy One of Israel in truth. See, we don't care about no damn Edomites and what they talking about. We are more focused on this. Look, you don't see nobody? Because they focused on what Esau said do. See, we focused on what Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah told us to do. Go out there on them highways and byways, put up the videos, continue to feed the lamb, feed the sheep. So that's what we doing. We ain't worried about what Esau talking about, because Esau don't want us to be doing this. And I just had seen, I was watching the brothers in Columbus. It was a short video of they got some guidelines of the things that they can do now. And they didn't kind of like chop their YouTube channel up to where they can only do certain stuff. It was an email. Yeah.
Get out of here.
Yep.
Oh, okay. They got one of them. Damn.
Yep. So they don't like that we bringing this truth out. So they're going to try everything in their power to take us away from it. But that's only going to bring us closer, because if you messing with us, that's just going to show us that what we doing is correct. So we're going to continue doing it and get stronger and stronger in doing it.
Man, it's an hour and 2. But let me you can hold, man. Let me go ahead and read this then, man. Let me get some of this. Psalm 73, the Psalm of Asaph. It says, truly, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is good to Yasharallah, even to such as are of a clean heart. But as for me, my feet were almost gone. This talk about me and you and all the other brothers who was in the truth, all right? But my feet were almost gone. My steps had well nigh slipped. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. All right, we seen them on top. And we damn near was doing, even though we weren't going all the way into their ways, we were still contrary to the Lord. All right. It says, I saw the prosperity of the wicked. It says, for there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. Who was that one? Was that Rockefeller who had 9 heart surgeries, man? Because his money gave him the opportunity to do that. He kept stepping in front of the line for an organ. He's supposed to get in the back of the line for that. It's supposed to be a waiting list. All right, this dude lived to like 101 or something like that. All right, because he kept on yeah, if you want to look that up. How many heart surgeries did old boy have? I think it was 9, 7 or something. He lived to like 101. You might as well get all the way the facts on that. But going on, it says verse 5, Psalm 73, they are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. All right, we talked about the Epstein files earlier. Why is that not number 1 on the news every day? All right, why don't we see people getting taken into prison every day? All right, they got Bill Cosby quick, R. Kelly quick, Puffy quick. All right, not giving them any excuse for that wickedness, but what happened to the other people, man? Okay, did you find that?
How did David Rockefeller get 7 heart transplants?
7 heart transplants
at the
man.
age of 101.
All right, so I was off on how many, but hey, 7 heart transplants, man, at 101, and he lived to be 101. How does that happen? All right, as it just said here. All right, there's no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. All
He
right, you got something else?
ultimately passed away from natural heart failure.
Damn, still killed him. The Lord took him, still took his ass out from that same thing that he was running from.
Yep.
All right,
You can't run. You
man.
can't hide.
Uh, verse 6, it says, "Therefore pride compasseth them about as a chain, violence covereth them as a garment." Just like we have these curses, as a banner and a sign on us. All right, their pride is on them. All right, for the same sign and banner.
Yep.
And violence does. They are the man of violence. Hey, look, can you look up real quick? How many? Okay, we know that America's coming up on 250 years as a nation. But how many years have we been at war? You good?
Good morning.
How you doing?
93%.
How many years out of 250 years coming up this year? Actually, you can ask, out of how many years America has been a nation, how many years have they been at war? They are the bloody men. As again, we spoke earlier, they are the savages, and they live by their sword. Who was told they was gonna live by their sword, man? Edom. Esau, Edom. Everything they do points to who they are. Right? No matter where they go, there they are. They can't get away from it. Just like we can't escape the curses, they can't escape this judgment. We didn't escape our judgment. We got punished, right? We got punished for turning away. All right, they're going to get punished for the things that they've done also, man. Blood is in the earth everywhere from this man. All right, but just like what happened with Abel, all right, the blood is crying out. Along with the men that are standing on this earth, we crying out too. All right, you
It
got it, bro.
says since its founding in 1776, the United States has existed for 250 years. It says, depending on how broadly you define war, the
All
country has spent roughly 230 to 235 of those
Hey,
years
15.
involved in some form of armed conflict or military intervention. It says this means America has been at war for about 90 to 93% of its history.
Hey,
That's what,
since we're there, you might as well go ahead and get that scripture. All right. Esau was told he was going to live by his sword, man. The blessing that he got was his sword. All right. He should live by it.
Genesis
All right. And this
27.
is the top nation on earth right now, man. All right. Speaking of Edomite's dominion. All right. And America. All right. Babylon the Great. Okay.
You live by the sword one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The blessing of does
Genesis?
yeah, Genesis, yeah. When he's talking to Isaac. Bless me, Father. You know what
I
I'm
think
saying?
that's 27.
All right, but these labels that they throw on people, all right, like we talked about that the word white, the word black, all right, he even called Moab yellow for a certain point. And he called Gad red, all right, just to throw people off. These are labels, and it's a test from the Lord on your spirit when you hear the word, when you hear the labels that they gave, all right, you turn away from the word. When you hear us say the so-called white man or so-called black or so-called Latino, you turn away. You think we're about colorism. All right, they put the color. We're just speaking so you understand who we are speaking about. But Israelites, since we were scattered all over the earth, okay, Deuteronomy 28:64,
Yep.
as it tells you, all right, we're scattered into all nations. So we look like all nations of the earth. All right, we speak to you in your language, in the language that has you in a box. Okay, but yeah, go ahead and bring that out real quick.
I started at 32.
Mhm.
I mean, because this
I
is
mean,
where
yeah,
the
you can.
blessing is. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He
Yeah, you can
blessed
do
him.
that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you
So,
can do that. Yep.
Genesis 30, Genesis 27 and 32. And Isaac his father said unto him, Who art thou? And he said, I am thy son, thy firstborn. And Isaac trembled very exceedingly and said, Who? Where is he that has taken venison, Slakim, and brought it to me, and I have eaten of all before thou camest, and have blessed him.
All right, hold on. Oh, go ahead and finish that verse.
Yeah, and he shall be blessed.
All right, so in that verse 32, what did it say?
Right.
No, in that verse, yeah, in that verse 32, he said, "I am thy son, thy firstborn." Can you find that? The first held to the first was born and was read, or let me know where it's at. Oh, you got it. All right. Just to show you, we speaking about Esau, Edom, the red man, like it said there in the Zondervan's Compact Bible Dictionary. Esau, Edom, red. All right, we read that definition of white. All right, it said translucent. All right, so we're just going to back up a minute and show you that this is speaking about Esau, the firstborn, as it said in that 32nd verse. Look at this. Burger. That's his rulership is burger. This shit is fake, man. Well, it's real. The Lord set him up to rule like this. All as a sign in the banner to who the Lord hates, man.
Oh, Genesis
All right.
25.
Okay.
Genesis 25, it says, the first to come out was red, and his whole body was like a hairy garment. So they named him Esau.
All right. So that shows you. Now we can go back to that one. Can you read that 32 again real quick?
And Isaac his father said unto him, Who art thou? And he said, I am thy son, thy firstborn, Esau.
All right. So what we're about to go into is the blessing. All right. You got to keep in mind what we just stated about America. All right. This is Babylon the Great. This is the capital of Esau, Edom's rulership right here. All right. And we've been at war for 235. As it said there, they probably hid some years. All right. We've been at war for 235 out of 250. When I say we, it's just because we stand here. We're not a part of Esau, Edom. All right. But only 15 years of peace. Okay. So listen to this blessing. Got it, bro.
33. And Isaac trembled very exceedingly and said, Who? Where is he that has taken venison and brought it me? And I have eaten of all before thou camest, and have blessed him, yea, and he shall be blessed. And when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceeding bitter cry, and said unto his father, Bless me, even me also, O my father. And he said, Thy brother came with subtlety, and has taken away thy blessing. And he said, is not he rightly named Jacob? For he has supplanted me these 2 times.
All right. When you get down to the end of that verse, don't go any further yet.
Yep. He took away my birthright, and behold, now he has taken away my blessing. And he said, Hast thou not reserved a blessing for me?
All right. So now a lot of people will use that and say that Jacob was wrong, right, for stealing that, right, for supplanting him. But what they forget is, where is that? What they forget is Edom or Esau, excuse me, made an agreement with his brother. Right, he gave that away because it wasn't worth anything to him, is what he thought.
Are you talking about the
The porridge, the birthright.
for the
Yeah, you know where that's at, man.
what they call that the lentil soup?
Yeah, the red lentil soup. Jacob meets Esau. All right, let me see.
It's coming. Let me see. Uh, 25 and 30. Oh, we in that.
We in there? We in that verse? We in that book right there? All right, you got it then.
It says,
Well, hold on. We can't be there because he about to get the blessing now. We looking for
where he sold him his
we looking
birthrights.
for that. Yeah, that part. All right, hold on a second, man.
Yeah, 31.
All right,
25 and 31.
25 and 31.
Yep.
All right, if you got it, go ahead, man. All right, you have to remember that Esau. All right, he gave this away. He gave this away, man. And then when it came to the blessing, he tried to have his cake and eat it too. All right, so no, Jacob is not wrong in doing what's happening right here, man. Go ahead.
So I'm gonna start at, let me see, 30. Okay, yeah, I can do 30. Let's see, 29. Okay, I started at 29. Genesis 25 and 29, it says, and Jacob sought pottage, and Esau came from the field, and he was faint.
What chapter is this?
25.
All right, this is before the blessing. All
Or
right,
he was exhausted and hungry, right? And Jacob was cooking.
just real quick before he starts reading, this is where you don't want to find yourself. We're going to come into times, as we spoke last camp, Jacob's trouble, where you're going to have to make a decision. All right, we have an inheritance coming. You don't have to worry about what Esau is going to enact on if you don't receive that mark of the beast, or if you don't take his side. We trust in the Lord. Okay? And the Lord says we can't give this away anyway. And it's a good thing because a lot of y'all Israelites will be fucked over at that time.
Yep.
You got it, bro.
Genesis 25 and 30. It says, and Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom.
There's a boy.
Yeah, no, I'm going 31.
All right.
It says, and Jacob said, sell me this day thy birthright.
There you go. You got it, though. You keep reading.
And Esau said, behold, I am at the point to die, and what profit shall this birthright do to me?
You know, how is it going to help? How is this going to help me? Here, take it. Like it's nothing. You know what I mean?
And Jacob said, swear to me this day. And he swore unto him, and he sold his birthright unto Jacob.
And Jacob, like, you sure? You're like, yeah, man, give me that.
Yeah,
Give me that food, man. You take.
Then
take
Jacob, then Jacob gave bread and pottage of lentils.
All right.
And he did eat and drink, and rose up and went his way. Thus Esau despised his birthrights.
He despised his birthright, man. And that's and Esau got a lot of you Israelites walking in a way that like you despise yours. All right, but yeah, we can go back to that 32 real quick. Man, it's like an hour and 18 minutes. It's all right though. Just want to finish this out.
What 32?
Or where you were reading about Jacob about to give him the blessing, about living by his sword.
Just 27.
Point. Yeah.
36. It says, and he said, it is not, it's like, is not he rightly named Jacob? For he has supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthrights, which he didn't take. Esau gave it to him, as we just read. And behold, now he has taken away my blessing. And he said, hast thou not reserved a blessing for me? And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, behold, I have made him thy Lord, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants. And with corn and wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do now unto thee, my son? And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, oh my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept.
Crying like a little batch, man. Like you're doing today. And that Tidwell dude, man,
Yep.
just
They
trying to
crying.
force his way into something that ain't his, man.
They don't want to be the Edomites now, but they want the blessings, the stuff that they giving right now. It says, and Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above. And by the sword shall thou live, and shall serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck.
All right. The last time they broke their yoke off the neck, that part came in the Renaissance. All right, they was locked up for a time. Then they got out and started deceiving motherfuckers again, man. All right, but that goes to show you that they lived by their sword. Their blessing was a sword. So for you Israelites out there, you're not going to take this man with the sword, man. I don't care how many of their weapons you got, you ain't going to touch them. All right, what's going to happen is the Lord is going to come back and take them out of power. All right, he's going to physically come and take them out of power. And people are going to witness that, man. Okay? And we don't want to leave from this place. We want to be here and see the Lord get that vengeance. All right? Lord willing, we be beamed up, of course. We don't want to take part in the destruction. Hell no, but we want to be here to see the Lord do that, man. All right? We want to be a part of that group that's rejoicing. All right? For the Lord taking vengeance on this place, on Esau, Edom, all right, for what they did to us. And it's coming. All right? You got anything else you
There
want?
go this last one. It says, and by the sword shall thou live, and shall serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass, when thou hast dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off the neck. It says, and Esau hated Jacob. He hated Jacob. So all y'all taking his side, he hates you.
You hate the
He
shit out of
might
you.
tell you some smooth things like it talk about in what's that? Psalms 55 and 21. Smoother,
Words smoother than
smoother
butter.
than butter. But war was in his heart.
War in his heart.
It says, Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning of my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob.
Mm-hmm.
The Israelites is Jacob. The Edomites is the so-called white man. He's going to try to slay us.
I got the point.
Yep.
It says hated. A lot of people would say that that's past, it's over. Hell no, it ain't. Look at the state that you are in, Yasharallah. Right? And plus, you can apply that also to Obadiah. All right? The Lord said he hated Esau. He hates Esau. It ain't went anywhere. It also says that Esau has a perpetual hatred for us, man.
Yep.
That shit gonna last forever, man. Until the Lord just smack it out of his mouth.
Because he's never going to get his blessing, so he's going to continue to hate us. Even
Hey,
if he
yo, that's
got
the
it,
point right there.
even if
Yeah,
he got
yeah,
his blessing,
yep.
he would still hate us.
Hey, yep. Hey, that's the point too. Yep. He hated us because the blessing wasn't there, and they still ain't got it.
Yep.
They're
And
gonna hate
they
us
ain't gonna
forever.
get it.
They're gonna hate us forever, man.
Yeah.
And
Forever.
what did and I hate to use a worldly example, but what did Cardi B say? If you got beef with me, we beefing forever. Hey, that's how they feel about us, and fuck it, that's how we feel about them. So
Yep.
you got it, bro.
That's it. That's it for me.
All right, so with that, it's been a pretty long video, man, and we're still learning. So Salakia for the pauses, but we're gonna do nothing but get better, right? Lord willing.
Lord willing.
Okay, so I'm gonna face the east here, and give all praise to Yahweh,
Yahweh, Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem,
Yahweh
Yahushai,
Shai,
Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem,
Rakakwadash.
Rakakwadash.
All right, double honors to my elders, apostles, and the bishops of Great Millstone. All right, also shalom to the remnant and the hopeful elect in these times. All right, hopefully we are of that number, and hopefully we'll see you in the next video. Shalom.
Shalom.